What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. I guess today is 420 for all the stoners out there. We had a ton of news over the weekend, and there's no possible way that I can get to all of it. So I'll just do a quick recap. Apparently, there's a temporary ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon. We'll see how long that lasts. It's supposed to be for 10 days, I think, but it's Israel. They have literally violated every single ceasefire that they've ever nominally agreed to. It's been like over 10,000 times that they've broken a ceasefire agreement. You got negotiations happening with Iran, but like there's a deadline, and so we're not sure. The war is totally unwinnable for Trump. It's totally and completely unwinnable for Trump, and he just needs to find an exit. He needs to find an off-ramp and try and figure out a way to save face. You also have the director of ICE, like the head of ICE, apparently resigned. That's crazy. He was like hospitalized due to stress. I mean, like I would be stressed out too if I had to do that job and deal with people like Trump and Stephen Miller and but apparently he's gone. So that's big news. But the story that I want to talk about, because it's the one that I find the most entertaining, is about Kash Patel. And Kash Patel apparently thinking that he had been fired by Donald Trump. Now, we'll just start here. That should have happened a long time ago. He never should have been in the job in the first place. Kash Patel is the most unqualified FBI director we have ever had. And but the way that the story goes, and the Atlantic broke this, is that he apparently was trying to log into his work computer on Friday, April 10th, and wasn't able to get in. And his first thought wasn't, that's weird, I'll go talk to somebody in IT. His first thought was, oh crap, Trump fired me. And it's not surprising. I mean, like, he has literally bungled every single thing he's touched. The Charlie Kirk assassination, totally bungled it. The Brown shooting, like the Brown University shooting, same deal. The Epstein files, he took over 1,000 FBI agents off of whatever they were working on at the time to go and scrub the Epstein files to make sure that Trump didn't show up there. And then they release the files and Trump shows up over 1 million times. So every which way you turn, Kash Patel has screwed up at that job. And when he's not screwing up at that job, apparently he is off getting massively drunk and, like flying the FBI jet all over the country and all over the world so that he can go see his, country music singer girlfriend or whatever. So he decides to go on Maria Bartiromo's show to talk about this. And this is how that went down. Here, take a look.
They can beat their drums and stand next to toxic waste all they want, but that doesn't make it toxic waste. And Maria, I'm happy to announce on your show that we are not going to take this laying down. You want to attack my character? Come at me. Bring it on. I'll see you in court.
So you're going to sue them?
Absolutely. It's coming tomorrow.
So Kash Patel is going to sue the Atlantic for accurate reporting. Oh God, my brother in Christ, where do I start? The reporting from the Atlantic is coming from over 24 agents inside the FBI. Those are your agents spilling the tea on you, Kash. So how are you going to go after the Atlantic for reporting what your own agency is saying? That's number one. Number two is, if this was actually brought to court during discovery, they would have all of the receipts, right? It's like, okay, you're disputing these claims. Let's go over it. Like, let's see the receipts of, all the places that you've been, all the bars that they're saying that you go out to, all the flight logs. We've got the video footage. I mean, he's dead to rights. And so it's so funny that he's like threatening to sue them on national TV, but it's all a posture because he doesn't have a leg to stand on, and everybody knows that Kash Patel is a drunk at this point. I mean, like I said, we saw the video footage of him, like chugging beer with the U.S. hockey team, and it's fine every once in a while, but like there are other people saying that like they see him out at bars all the time, and his own agency is saying like he's either drunk on the job or he's so hungover. Part of the story was he was so hungover, they were worried about him, they couldn't get in touch with him. And they were trying to get like breaching equipment, like the stuff that they use to kick down doors when they're serving warrants and stuff, to get into his place to make sure that he was still alive. It's too funny. But he doesn't stop there, because if you are truly worried about what the big man thinks of you and if they're going to, if Trump is going to fire you or not. There's a well that you can always dip into. And so Kash does that here. Take a look.
Let me ask you about the mission, because every time I see President Trump, he says this repeatedly, that the election was rigged in 2020. I mean, he says it all the time. We all know that. And it's almost getting lost because he says it so much. You've been at the FBI now 14 months. Have you done anything about that? And do you have anything to tell us about that?
Absolutely, Maria. Look, I've been with the president nearly since day one on this. As I told you earlier, I was the one that led the effort with folks like Trey Gowdy, Johnny Ratcliffe, and Devin Nunes to expose the corruption that tried to thwart President Trump's first presidential election run. And we saw the FISA abuses there. And I lived through it, and the media came at me then, too. That just shows you that when you're over the target, you keep pummeling the target because the media is going to try and pummel you. We are not going to take this and have not taken this laying down. We did already indict former Director Comey, and that's going through the judicial process. But we also, at this FBI, even though we uncovered what we uncovered back in the House Intel days, I had to come in here and find rooms that they hid from the world. I had to come in here and find access on our computer systems in restricted and prohibited case files that they purposely put in places for no one to see and find. We have found all this information. We are working with our Department of Justice partners, and I am never going to let this go, because they not only have personally attacked the presidency of the United States and President Trump, but they tried to thwart our elections and rig the entire system. And that is not something that is going to stop. That is not something I'm going to allow on my watch. Right. But you just have to remember, they built this disease temple over 20 and 30 years. We've got all the evidence. I can announce on your show that we've got all the information we need. We're working with our prosecutors at the Department of Justice and their Attorney General Todd Blanche, and we are going to be making arrests. And it's coming, and I promise you, it's coming soon.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. 6 years after the 2020 election, they are still doing election denialism. And I think this is him just trying to get back into Trump's good graces because he knows he's on thin ice. But the idea that, like, this is going to work, I mean, it might work with Trump, but like the idea that the election was stolen is just, it's so debunked at this point. It's ridiculous. Trump lost over 60 court cases. Trump lost over 60 court cases challenging the results of the 2020 election, including with Trump-appointed judges. And every attorney that he's had that was working on that with them has either failed or been disbarred or whatever. Like, they've all been outed as complete jokes. So, like, I love that they just keep coming back to this because, like, it's 6 years later. You're president again. I get it. It's embarrassing to lose to Joe Biden, but my God, dude, you're 80 years old. And the other thing I just can't understand, and this is so embarrassing, is on top of the fact that, you know, like, he's been outed as like a drunk and a total incompetent moron, is the fact that, like, he's still sucking up to Donald Trump, like all of the Republicans are. This guy is 80. He wears diapers. He's demented. He's a pedophile. He's a war criminal. He's crashed the economy. He's ruining the Republican brand for everybody. His poll numbers are in the absolute toilet. But the thing that they care about more than anything is keeping their job and keeping power. And right now at this point, if Kash Patel loses his job as the director of the FBI, he's going to lose his own private Uber jet, you know, that he's been using to go see his girlfriend. He's likely going to lose that girlfriend because why would somebody, what is she? She's like 20 something. I know that he's close to 50 and she's like in her mid to late 20s. She's not going to want anything to do with him after, if he's not FBI director anymore. So he would lose everything. And he couldn't go back to his podcast because the audience that he spent so long trying to garner by lying to them about the Epstein files, he has no credibility with them anymore because he finally got into the position where he said, the director of the FBI can release all of that. The director of the FBI has that black book. And then he lied under oath in front of Congress and said, nope, there's nobody else in the Epstein files. It was just Jeffrey Epstein that trafficked over 1,000 women to himself. He has nothing after this. So he has to. My voice is shot. Anyway, like I said, I found this story super funny. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. I'm putting a time on it. Kash Patel is bound to be out of there sooner rather than later. Trump has started the cycle of firing people that, you know, are either no longer useful to him, or like the amount of bad press that's surrounding him is just dragging him down even further. So we'll see how long Kash lasts. Anyway, like the video, sub to the channel if you're not already subscribed, click the bell as well. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.